Hello everybody, it's Final Rich here with Final Finds video number 40. I'm going to start it off with an album here that I got from Deadwax66. I entered Randy's contest and I got The Shadows of the Night Gloria reissue on Sundays. Pretty cool 60s garage band from Chicago, I believe. I'd always stayed clear of this album. I guess I'd heard enough versions of Gloria, but really cool album. Thank you, Randy. And on the Sundays. Now my vinyl finds. First one, Savage Rose, a band from Denmark. This is In the Plane. Their second album came out in 1968. This is a cool album. When I heard the first piano chords, dum dum dum, that is kind of a rockin' sounding, but it sounds like the piano was tuned by John Cage. This is a really raw sounding. Since buying this album, I've listened to two of their other albums on YouTube. One was the late 70s and I didn't like it at all. Another one I believe came out just after this one, and it was a little more polished, and I like this. The first song on side 1 and the last song on side 2 are my favorites. On the first song on side 1, I believe it's this lady and another gentleman are the singing, and it's like their two voices shouldn't go together. It's kind of like X with John Doe and Exene. You know, their voices really shouldn't go together, but somehow they do. And that's what I get on this. There's different types of music on here. I mean, different styles, but it's all real raw. It's not polished. That's what I really dig about this. And it's different than most other stuff. The drums on some of the songs, especially the first song on side 1, really loud. Kind of like how Led Zeppelin used to have their drums in the forefront. I mean, this didn't sound anything like Led Zeppelin, but you know what I mean. And it's on Polydor Records. Savage Rose. The second album I got, Magma. Now this album here, I saw it and I go, man, I've seen that album in the VC, I think. And this is MDK, I believe is the shortened title of this. Now upon hearing this, I thought it was a German band. But it turns out they're Paris based. This album came out in 1973. And this is a crazy ass record. They're considered to be a prog rock band, but this album here, it has, the song structures are more classical, more operatic song structures. You can hear some Zappa-like things going on, but really cool album. Apparently the vocals in this is a made-up language. That's why I thought it was German. I mean, it doesn't sound like French at all. But really cool album. Very different. Of these two albums, I played them both a few times. I do like the Savage Rose one, though. I played that one quite a bit. And this is on A&M Records. Magma. Really cool album. If you want something different, check both of those albums out. Now the next album here, Ground Down Zine. He's got a YouTube channel. He showed this album, Real Enemy. It's a punk band. It actually is the first hardcore punk band from Pittsburgh. And this was a cassette-only release. Came out in '83. And this cover is actually a blow-up of the cassette. The cover. This is what the cover looked like. This would have been on the spine, and this is that back fold of the cassette, original cassette. Now, I'm not really interested in a lot of the new punk bands. I know if I'm exposed to some, There are some out there that if I'm exposed to, I know I will love. But the Descendants have a new album, and I'm not interested. The Discharge came out with a new album with a new singer. I'm not interested. But this kind of stuff that was a cassette-only release, I've never heard, and I think most people have never heard it. Man, that's what I really dig. And this album starts really strong with the first song, Stay Aware. Man, what a good song. It's a very good recording with really good separation of the bass, drums, and the vocals, and guitar. And the vocalist I really dig. I really like the vocalist a lot. The third song, is it? Yeah. On the Literary Volunteers of America. It's a slower song. And it even actually has a bass and drum interlude. But yeah, really cool. And that slower song's followed by 3 of the faster songs on the album. But anyways, this is a really good album. I dig it a lot. It's a really raw sound, but the guitars are really raw on it. But I really dig it. It comes with this poster. I mean, it's a giant ass poster. I'll open it up. It comes with an insert too. Oh, Real Enemy. Let me stick this over here. And this is what the label looks like. I suppose that's a brain. And it does have an insert in there too. Yeah, came with this insert with some very small writing. Gee, money. I bought that. I looked that up on Discogs, and there was a seller, CT Records, I believe, and he had another record on Mind Cure. This is Mind Cure Records, same as that other one. And this is Savage Amused. This album came out in 1985. Well, actually, it was a cassette-only release again. These musicians are probably better musicians than the Real Enemy, but the recording is not as good. It's a little more muddled. Not as good a separation between the bass, drums, and guitars. The bass player of this band did go on to play with Agnostic Front. And this one also has one of those giant posters. I'm not going to open it up though. And it's again on Mind Cure Records. And I bought a third album on Mind Cure from Mind Cure Records. This was a demo tape. Came out in '88. And again, this is what the cassette looked like. Now I really dig those crude drawing album covers. A lot of punk bands had, and heavy metal bands, where you could tell the band did it themselves. And this is one of the crudest, and quite frankly, it's not a very good drawing, but man, I love that album cover. It is so funny. This is the back. This is holy crap, this is good. Longer songs than what's on the other 2 albums. The musicianship was really good. It's got that metal blends with punk sound, that later 80s hardcore thrash sound, I guess. Really good. It's a demo tape, and I was kind of leery, but really good quality. And side 2 ends with some live stuff in it. Surprisingly, it's pretty good too. But yeah, it's a really... This is a good album. If you like that thrash sound. And again, it comes with a poster. This is one of their flyers, another flyer, and it opens up in that giant poster. I'm not going to show it. And again, this is what the labels look like. Finally, I'm going to... 40th anniversary of the Ramones' first album. I bought this on a Saturday. It came out on a Friday, and I bought this on the following Saturday at Amoeba Records. This is the 40th anniversary of their album, and this is a mono mix on vinyl. It also comes with this book, and it has 3 CDs. The first CD is a stereo and a mono mix of the album. The second CD is a couple of live shows at the Roxy in Los Angeles. And the third disc is demos. After listening to this, I would say I do like the stereo mix better of the album. So I don't know if I kind of wish I didn't get it, but I'm glad I have it. But all in all, I prefer the stereo mix. It's got a pretty cool book. Got some cool pictures. I haven't heard the demo CD yet. That'll be pretty cool. I'm sure I'll like that. The live, I guess it's 2 shows at the Roxy, the first show and the second show, and I believe one of those was available before, but now the second show is available for the first time. And they're pretty good, but it's almost the same exact thing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the demos. I just haven't had a chance to. But anyways, that's the Ramones. Those check out the Real Enemy if you're into that punk rock, or if you're into that thrasher. Check out the Battered Citizens one. And definitely, I definitely recommend that Savage Rose and the Magma. Anyways, take care, guys and gals.